Broadcasting live. It's America's longest running talk show on computers. It's Computer America, bringing you the biggest names in technology with guest interviews, new products, and your emails. Listen live at computeramerica.com on any device around the world. Email the show at live@computeramerica.com or find us on social media. Be sure to check out our website for contests, giveaways, show notes, live video stream, podcasts, and more. You're listening to Computer America.
Hello and welcome everyone into the Computer America Show. We are the nation's longest running, nationally syndicated radio talk show on computers and technology turned podcast. Everyone, welcome into the program. First and foremost, I hope you're doing well, you're having a great day, and you are ready for some Computer America. We have about 8 different stories. We're going to try to keep this short. Don't want to take too long, but I say that all the time, and then it doesn't matter if it's 5 or 15. I always end up taking 40 minutes. I need to practice speaking less. But in the meantime, everyone, computeramerica.com, if you want to hear more of my speaking, hey, everything's right there. You can, of course, find the link to the podcast. You can find the video. You can find the radio archives. You can, of course, see myself there and join us in the chat room. Rover is over there being a moderator and just, absolutely needing more people to strike down in his work of tyranny. So, yeah, go make his day. Now, also over at Computer America, you may see the most recent article that we just published, and that has to do with Wi-Fi 7 Sense technology that will be, it's supposed to be in the new Wi-Fi 7 802.11 BF. So not to be confused with BE, which is the current slated Wi-Fi 7 introduction in 2023, but in the latter half of 2024. Look, go check out the article. It's worth a read. And let's just say that your privacy is at stake. No, but really this time. Now, let's go ahead and say that, let's go ahead and do computer technology news brought to you by Computer America. And yeah, we'll have a good time with it. So everyone sit back, relax, and let's go ahead and get started. All right, so our first story is going to be about a viral sensation, and it's taking an old concept. Like, I remember this being a game show for the longest time, and it's been, a thing for quite a while now, but we've seen some more movement, some virality from an app called Wordle. And if you don't know what that is, it's not Plinko. What is that? What was Wordle TV show? I should know this. It's a rip-off of the 1980s game show Lingo. That's it, Lingo. So if you've seen the show Lingo before, you know what Wordle is. But it's an app, and hey, it was doing a lot of good things. And lo and behold, something that I just found out, it's actually, turns out Wordle has in-app purchases. So a lot of younger kids, he said that Steve Crovata said he had seen more than 200,000 downloads of his Wordle game in a week after its namesake went viral. While the hit web-based Wordle has no app, people were spending money on in-app purchases in the game. That money will go to an educational charity. The amount was not disclosed. So obviously he's going to keep some for himself. Which, hey, he's the app developer. He totally has a right to the money that he has earned. But I found it very, very nice that he decided to, donate proceeds to benefit education and causes surrounding education. It said that the app-based Wordle asks players to guess anagrams of words within a time limit, and they can pay to unlock new levels. It has been on the App Store for 5 years, but failed to really take off after a few months and 100,000 downloads, and he stopped updating or promoting it. But in the past 3 months, the web-based Wordle, a different game with the same name, has gone from having just a handful of players to millions. There you go. They said that there are clues along the way with squares that change color. Obviously, if you know, you know. And they mentioned that, Yeah, Mr. Wardle confirming Mr. Cravata had reached out unprompted. He's a class act. Together, they chose to donate the proceeds to Boost Oakland, a charity offering mentoring and tutoring to youngsters in California. Wordle, itself similar to earlier games, has been plagued by copycat versions since November, and obviously Apple has been trying to take those down as well. But, yeah, we're just going to go ahead and leave it at that. This game that has not been promoted for years and years and years suddenly had renewed interest, and now, hey, he's donating proceeds to education, which is really, really nice of him. Really, that's nice. So there you go. Story number 1, a little bit of a feel-good one. Story number 2 could also be feel-good, especially if you don't like working out. Peloton. You know, the one that is very, like, you say the word Peloton and people might think fitness first, but the second or sometimes first word that pops into their mind when you say Peloton is those things are expensive. Turns out, globally, everyone agrees with you. They're saying that thousands of units are sitting in warehouses and on cargo ships because, well, the demand has just kind of dried up a bit. Peloton is reportedly pumping the brakes on bike and tread products as demand for home fitness equipment is said to be slowing. It's said to be putting production of its bike and treadmill products on hold for 2 months and 6 weeks respectively. The company stopped building Bike Plus units last month and doesn't plan to pick up production until June. There you go. Peloton reportedly doesn't expect to build any more of those in the 2022 fiscal year, those being, of course, the Tread Plus. Peloton said in an internal presentation that there's been a significant drop in demand due to consumer, quote-unquote, price sensitivity, which means people don't want to spend that much on a Peloton, $1,500 to $3,000. Yeah, they're a little sensitive to that price. On top of that, gyms are opening up again, and after being cooped up at home for the better part of 2 years, it wouldn't be surprising if fitness fans wanted to work out elsewhere. As things stand, Peloton is said to have overestimated demand, and thousands of its products are in warehouses and on cargo ships. There you go. Yeah, so it seems like earlier this week, Peloton is looking to reduce costs. Measures could include layoffs and store closures. And, well, yep, the company is kind of clamming up until they report financials on February 8th. But, yeah, they've sending out some pretty strong signals that Peloton just does not jive with what people are asking for when it comes to fitness. And again, the fact that people can go back to the gym, I'm sure that's a huge part to it as well. This is a bit of an update. We talked about this a couple of days ago, yesterday, the day before, and it had to do with Crypto.com and the hacking. So the way that Crypto.com works, it let people exchange coins from different blockchains with each other. So you could, go from Ethereum to Bitcoin or something like that. And there were contracts that you had to give permission to access your wallet so that the website could execute the trades in real time at the same time. That way you don't have two people on a Discord call or something like that saying, okay, I sent it, you sent it, oh my God, you didn't send it, blah, 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 blah. Well, these automatic contracts that people had given permission to withdraw, looks like they were exploited, they were accessed, not by the people who they should have been accessed by, and the CEO today has an updated number with about 400 customer accounts, although I think the number is 448 customer accounts, and around $30 million worth of cryptocurrency has been stolen. Now, Crypto.com, they say that no customer funds were lost, which I'm guessing that means if it was lost, they're going to replace it because it was their mess up. The downtime of withdrawal info was about 14 hours, so it took about 14 hours for them to stop the steal, should I say. Our team has hardened the infrastructure in response to the incident, and that, of course, just means we closed that one particular loophole, but I'm sure that there are other loopholes that they did not take into account. Shortly afterwards, security company PeckShield posted a tweet claiming that in reality, the losses were around 15 million in Ethereum and were sent to Tornado Cash to be washed. Tornado Cash is a cryptocurrency privacy tool known as a mixer that can hide the final destination of Ether being sent into it, a service that has legitimate uses but can easily be used to launder the proceeds of crypto-related crime. So essentially, I'm guessing that one just kind of automates this whole process of creating hundreds of fake wallets and sending the coins between them, and instead it just does it automatically. So there you go. The crypto exchange, of course, you may know that because, for example, there's the Staples Arena that was in Los Angeles. Well, formerly the Staples Arena is now the Crypto.com Arena, one of the highest profile. One of the highest profile exchanges, and even they are not completely foolproof, which, financially, you kind of hope that they are, but not so much. There you go. Story number 3. Story number 4. You may have heard about this. This is more of like a, kind of a personal interest piece, but Bettercom. This gentleman was, first gained notoriety because he was the CEO of Bettercom, which is a financial tech institute. And after receiving a cash injection of about $750 million from investors, he decided that, before he went public, he wanted to clean house. And he went and fired 900 employees. And just under 10% of its workforce. On a Zoom call, I think that's the part that got a lot of people, offended, was that they were fired en masse in Zoom. Like, he invited them all in a Zoom call. He had 900 people with him, and he was like, okay, if you're on this call, bad news, you're fired. And then later, he, of course, took to social media and I believe on a Facebook post said, well, don't worry, we just got rid of the lazy people. There you go. Not a good look. And for people who are recently out of work, just lost their job and, did so unceremoniously, it was kind of seen as a little insensitive for a CEO. So a week after he did that, the board of directors fired him. And, good news if you're this guy, bad news if you're everyone else who's a human. He's been rehired. They sent out a statement in an email just a couple of days ago saying that he's been taking a break from his full-time duties to reflect on his leadership, reconnect with the values that make Better great, and work closely with an executive coach. Direct input from the independent culture review and the announcement of the organization changes above. Vishal will resume his full-time duties as CEO. The board don't care. He's getting his job back, and I guess what they did, at this point, if they hire him back, they are condoning exactly what happened. So, despite apologizing for his comments during a mass layoff, Garg was placed on leave a week later. In an email to employees at the time, he described Garg's actions as regrettable events and told employees that we have much work to do and we hope everyone can refocus on our customer and support each other to continue to build a great company that we can all be proud of. Essentially, move on, we don't care, blah, blah, blah. So, that was just crazy to see. It was so crazy that I had to bring it up on a technology show. Watch all employees quit after this? One would hope, but, I guess with the great resignation, I guess that's what they're calling it, maybe it's a good time to be in financial, a fintech company, because I'm sure that there are lots of people looking for work, I'm sure there are lots of companies looking for positions to fill. So, hey, maybe now is the time to leave Better.com. But there you go. Okay, let's go ahead and... Actually, I just realized one of my stories is actually a duplicate of the other cryptocurrency exchange one. So let's go ahead and talk about video games. We're going to wrap this up. 2 more stories. second to last is going to be about Google Play games will be available on Windows in a 3-country beta. And, they're going hard at it. They're saying that you can now play Google games on Windows if you live in the right country. Google has launched a registration-based beta offering access to popular Play game titles on Windows PCs in Hong Kong, South Korea, and Taiwan. For those who don't know, Southeast Asia, yeah, that's they're highly into mobile games. So there you go. They said that if you get in, you can hop into titles like Mobile Legends and Summoner War without reaching for an Android phone or Chromebook. You can take advantage of the larger screen and extra input options, and your progress will sync across the platform. Google said it would offer details of later betas and expansions soon. It previously committed to a generic rollout in 2022. So there you go. This still leaves many gamers without access, and the current catalog won't throw players who want to play any Google Play title that they want. Even so, it's a big milestone for Google. While the company has long made Google Play media services available to Windows, games have been a glaring exception. And really, this has to do with, this has a lot to do with Windows promising to run Android apps. And it's not as easy as it sounds. Obviously, you could just have some kind of Android emulator, but to make the API work and make sure everything works flawlessly across the platforms has been something that you needed like BlueStacks to do before. But to do that innately in the operating system, yeah, takes a little bit more time. So hopefully Microsoft can get that rolling, because let's face it, apps are a huge part of an ecosystem. Like if you are only using a computer, apps on a smartphone are a huge part of where software development is happening. So definitely need that. VPN to Southeast Asia, and of course that should make it. Yeah, of course, there's always that other option where if you want to check it out yourself, you can connect to a VPN and, hey, find one in Taiwan or find one in Hong Kong. And of course, then you can play it. But hey, that's other uses for VPNs. Now, let's go ahead. Last story, wrap up. We'll keep this quick. Sony, you know them, the ones who are not Microsoft. After taking a beating in the stock market because they did not buy Activision Blizzard, well, Sony says, they expect Microsoft to continue to ensure Activision games stay multi-platform. And of course, they say that we expect Microsoft will abide by contractual agreements and continue to ensure Activision games are multi-platform. That's what the spokesperson told the Wall Street Journal. The statement's wording is less than definitive. It's not surprising that Sony would expect Microsoft to honor any existing contractual agreements, as it did when PS5 console exclusive Deathloop was released after Microsoft's acquisition of the publisher Bethesda Softworks. Once existing agreements expire, it opens the door for Microsoft to pursue Xbox exclusivity for the many franchises it's acquiring. And of course, the big question is around Call of Duty. The franchise is hugely popular around both Xbox and PlayStation, but Sony has the Call of Duty marketing deal in place with Activision for 5 years. Saying that PlayStation is the new home of Call of Duty, declared the former PlayStation CEO back in 2015. PlayStation is the new home for Call of Duty. And that did not age well. 7 years later, yep, Microsoft owns Call of Duty. Sony revealed Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War was the second most played PS5 game for the whole 2021, behind only Fortnite. Think about that. Sony has a console all to themselves. They have many exclusives, but their most popular games are non-console exclusives. So just to give you an idea of how big of a deal this is. Once Microsoft Activision Blizzard deal closes, which is expected to in middle 2023, I guess we'll know more. Saying that let's see. So Spencer said earlier this week, Activision Blizzard games are enjoyed on a variety of platforms, and we plan to continue to support those communities moving forward. It's easy to imagine a future where Microsoft maintains Call of Duty Warzone across multiple platforms, but any future Call of Duty games go Xbox exclusive. I gotta say, I highly doubt that Microsoft will make a lot of these major titles exclusive because, you know, there is a big appeal, and I'm sure that Microsoft would love those subscriber numbers, but at the same time, it would bring down regulators in droves to say that they are being anti-competitive, that they can't do this, that they can't do that. Think of Disney and Fox. And Disney, Fox, Marvel, whatever. Yeah, Disney is putting a lot of the Marvel character universe movies and TV shows on their Disney Plus platform, but you can still find things like The Punisher on Netflix. You can still find the IP on Netflix. Microsoft won't just completely wall everything off because, first of all, it does make them money. And second of all, they know that if they are too anti-competitive, they're going to be slapped for it, and they're going to be slapped down hard. So I wouldn't worry too much if you're Sony, but and even this article saying that future Call of Duty games might be Xbox exclusive, I highly doubt. You know, I've seen Sony do this many times. While you have Destiny, for instance, and Destiny, by the way, is actually owned by Microsoft, or let's see, it's Bungie 343. Yeah. Anyways, it's developed by essentially Microsoft. They had not exclusives for the PlayStation, but you got early access, you got special weapons, you had special content that was only available on the PlayStation. I expect something in kind from Microsoft, where if you're an Xbox, Game Pass holder, you'll get extra content, you'll get, early access, you'll get special features, you'll get special guns, assets within the game, so on and so forth. They're going to make it extremely attractive to use an Xbox or PC to play these games, but they won't leave them completely exclusive to those platforms. That's what I'm expecting. And even that is kind of tiptoeing the line. But hey, we've already seen that that competitive behavior from Sony. Who's to say? So with that being said, and actually let me read a comment here real quick. Scooby359 in the comments over at The Verge said, I guess that the easy option is to allow Game Pass on PlayStation, then players will have access to all games still. Win for Microsoft, win for PlayStation gamers, and not bad for PlayStation if it means people are buying PlayStation for its exclusives and access to Game Pass. I would be super surprised if that were the case. Who knows? But still, the conversation online really just kind of shows that people are panicking, people don't know, and from what I've heard, rumors inside of Activision Blizzard, where, hey, a lot of this conversation is happening, they're really chill about it because they know operations are not going to change day to day. Even after the acquisition in mid-2023, their roadmap is pretty much set in stone for the next 3, 4, 5 years. Console exclusivity is not going to be a thing. PC exclusivity is not going to be a thing. New titles aren't really going to be a thing. Everything that they have planned for the next 5 years is still going to happen in 5 years. It's just after that, that's when you start to scratch your head and go, I wonder what the state of the industry will be after that. So, with all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's about all that we're going to do for today. I want to thank you for tuning into the program. Once again, check out social media, and we have a link there to the article that we just published today about Wi-Fi 7 Sense technology, SENS. Definitely want to check that out. Until next time, everyone, have a great day. Thank you so much. Thank you for tuning in. We'll catch you next time. Bye, everyone.